This will be for the con assignment, Properties of Exponents Intro. Okay, so we said before, when you have something raised to an exponent and you raise that to an exponent, you just multiply the numbers. Okay, so we started with y to the negative 1/2, and we raised that to the 4th power. So we're just going to multiply the negative 1/2 times 4. Okay, half of 4 is 2, but it's negative 1/2, so it's going to be negative 2. And that's it. Y to the negative 2. All right, because that's the form they asked for. They said y to the n. So type y, hit this button right here, the exponent button. Okay, and then type negative 2. So it's y to the negative 2. All right, rewrite the expression in the form of x to the n. So again, we said before, we have 1 over x to the 2/3, right? And I said you can shift this whole thing into the numerator, and you just change the sign on the exponent. So to move this up, we rewrite the x, but instead of 2/3, it's going to be to the negative 2/3. All right? So that's what they wanted. They wanted it in that form. So in the box, type the x, and then click this button right here for exponent, and I'm going to type negative 2 slash, whoops, that doesn't work. That does not work. Wait a minute. Let's do the exponent again. All right, you click this for the exponent, and I'm going to type negative 2, and then hit the fraction button. Okay, that doesn't work either. Let me see if I can use parentheses. There you go. You have to use parentheses. So for the exponent 2 slash 3. So it's x to the negative 2/3. Okay, hopefully they take it. Okay, good. Let me just make sure that's what they wanted. Yep, x to the negative 2/3. I don't know how you would type it without the parentheses. All right, rewrite in the form of x to the n. So remember, when you're dividing, you subtract the exponents. Okay, so we have x, and we start with negative 10 over 3. And you subtract going down. So negative 10 over 3 minus 3. Okay, we need a common denominator there. So we're going to keep x to the negative 10 over 3. And negative 3, we know that 3 is the same as 9/3, right? 9 over 3 is the same as 3. So in place of negative 3, I'm going to write negative 9 over 3. And now we have a common denominator. We still have the x. And negative 10 minus 9 is going to be negative 19. And the denominator is just 3. So it's negative 19 over 3. Okay, so type x, hit the exponent button, and it's going to be negative, and I'm going to use parentheses for the exponent, and I'm going to type 19 slash 3. Okay, so now I have x to the negative 19 over 3. All right. So let's see. So before we said when you multiply with the same base, the b and the b, you just add the exponents, right? So we have b, this exponent is 4, and this exponent is negative 1/4. So it's going to be b to the 4th plus negative 1/4. All right. We need a common denominator. We know that 4 is the same as 16 over 4, right? 16/4 equals 4. So in place of b to the 4th, in place of 4, I'm going to write 16 over 4. And that's plus negative 1/4, so it's just minus 1/4. So we have b. We have a common denominator. 16 minus 1 is 15. And that's divided by 4. So it's b to the 15 over 4. So I type b. I hit the exponent button. And I'm going to use parentheses for the exponent. Because if I type 15/4, it messes it up. So we can't do that. So I'm going to use parentheses for the exponent. And then type 15/4. It's b to the 15 over 4, just like I had. All right, one more, because these are tough. All right. So write it in the form of b to the n. Okay, when you have something with an exponent and you raise that whole thing to another exponent, you multiply the exponents. So we have b, and the 2 is going to be times 3 over 7. Okay, 2 times 3 over 7. Right, 2 is the same as 2 over 1, if that helps you. So we have b. Across the numerators, 2 times 3 is 6. Across the denominators, 1 times 7 is 7. b to the 6 over 7. Type b. Hit the exponent button. Use parentheses for the exponent and 6/7. All right, b to the 6/7.